Apple didn't win the AI innovation race. They didn't build the smartest model. But last year, they quietly collected nearly $1 billion from it anyway. Beat. Today, we look at the invisible toll booths of the future.
Yeah, it's a completely wild strategy when you actually look at the numbers.
Welcome to this deep dive. I'm really glad you are joining us.
Yeah.
We are exploring how AI is kind of, well, escaping the chat box today.
Escaping the chat box and moving into the real world. From pixels to actual physics.
Exactly. And our roadmap for today is pretty fascinating. We'll start with the sheer economics of AI distribution.
Right, the silent victory Apple pulled off.
Yeah. Then we will move into the wild ways people are deploying these tools right now, from selling houses to building these crazy CEO agents.
Putting AI in charge of things.
Right. And finally, we will hit the absolute frontier. We're talking about world models. This is where AI basically learns the physical laws of our universe.
It's kind of the holy grail of where this tech is heading.
It really is. So let's start with segment 1, the invisible toll booth, Apple's strategy.
Which is basically no strategy, right? Or at least it looks that way on the surface.
Right. They seem totally behind in the generative AI arms race.
Yeah.
But we have this new data from AppMagic. The Wall Street Journal just reported on it.
The numbers are just staggering.
They are. Generative AI apps paid Apple around $900 million in App Store fees for 2025.
Almost $1 billion. And they didn't even build the core technology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And about 75% of that revenue came directly from ChatGPT.
Wow.
Yeah. And just for context, xAI's Grok was only about 5%.
The OpenAI is doing all the heavy lifting, paying for all the compute.
Yep. And Apple's just collecting the toll.
The fee structure is what makes it so lucrative. They take a standard 30% cut.
Right.
Or 15% if you're a small business making under $1 million. But for the big players, it's 30% of every single subscription.
And the growth trajectory here is just crazy. In January, it was around $35 million.
Mm-hmm.
And then it peaked in August at $101 million.
In a single month.
Yeah. In a single month. It stabilized a bit after that, but still. The takeaway here is really profound. Apple invests far less in AI infrastructure than its rivals.
Oh, massively less.
But they prove that, it's like stacking Lego blocks of data. Apple didn't mold the plastic. They just own the table everyone is building on.
That is a perfect analogy. They own the table. Because distribution is just so much more profitable than invention right now.
It really makes you wonder about the long game. Is controlling distribution always going to beat raw model intelligence in the long run?
I mean, I think so, yes. Because intelligence itself is becoming a commodity. The models are all kind of converging in quality.
Right. Everyone has a smart model now.
Exactly. But access to a user's daily habits, the fact that your credit card is already tied to your Face ID on your iPhone,
yeah,
that friction or lack of friction is the ultimate bottleneck.
So owning the user relationship matters more than having the smartest math.
Precisely. The math is just a background feature at this point.
It's beat. Which brings us to our second segment. Because people are using these distributed tools in some really disruptive ways.
The real-world takeovers.
Yeah, the real-world takeovers and this whole remix culture. Because the tools are getting so accessible, the lines are blurring between who is building and who is just remixing.
Cursor is a prime example of this.
Right, the coding tool. Cursor recently admitted that their new frontier model is basically partly built on Moonshot's Kimi 2.5.
Which is a powerful Chinese model.
Yeah. Plus, some heavy training on top of it. But it raises this big question. Who is actually building from scratch?
Almost nobody, right? Everyone is remixing everyone else.
It's true. I have to admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself, let alone knowing who is actually building versus remixing.
Prompt drift is the worst. When the AI just kind of forgets how you trained it.
It drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But even with those flaws, everyday people are doing incredible things. They are completely eliminating middlemen.
Like that tech CEO.
Yes. A tech CEO recently used ChatGPT to completely bypass realtors. He sold his house for $100,000 over the estimates.
Completely on his own.
Yeah, he just used the AI. For pricing strategies, for staging the house, even getting paint ideas.
He saved tens of thousands in commission.
Exactly. Yeah. And the AI companies know this value is huge, which is why we're seeing a shift in monetization.
The ads are finally here.
They are. OpenAI is rolling out clear, sponsored ads for their free and go tier users in the U.S.
It was inevitable, really. The compute costs are just too astronomically high to stay totally free.
Right. But taking a step back, the craziest real-world takeover right now is over at Meta.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg's personal agent.
Yeah, Zuck is actively building a personal AI agent to help him be CEO.
Just a digital clone managing his day.
But it gets deeper. Meta employees are already using personal agents internally, and these agents are communicating directly with each other.
Agent to agent. No humans in the loop.
None. They are just negotiating schedules, sorting out logistics, all in the background. But it makes me wonder, when Meta's internal employee agents start talking to each other, how do we prevent a closed loop of AI hallucinations?
Well, that's the thing. The human's job fundamentally changes. You aren't doing the task anymore. You are managing the system of agents.
We shift from doing the work to babysitting the algorithms.
Yes, exactly. You are the high-level editor, not the writer.
Which is a great transition to our third segment,
Yes.
stepping outside the screen. Because AI is moving beyond just text and software.
It's bleeding into physical and immersive spaces now.
Yeah, look at OpenArt. They just launched a tool called Worlds.
Oh, I saw this. It's wild.
It turns a single text prompt into a fully explorable 3D environment. You can literally walk inside the world it generates.
From text to a full 3D spatial reality in seconds.
Right, but it's not just virtual reality. It's happening in the literal dirt.
Yeah.
In agriculture.
Alter.
Yes, Halter. They are an AI startup for livestock management. And they just hit a $2 billion valuation.
Led by Founders Fund, which shows you how serious the smart money is about this.
Absolutely. They use AI to manage physical herds of cows out in the real world.
Tracking their health, managing grazing patterns. It's a massive physical deployment of AI.
And even in the corporate world, you have tools like Masterclass on Call. It actively analyzes live meetings and gives you instant leadership guidance.
So it's observing human behavior in real time and coaching you.
Exactly. AI is becoming an active participant in human reality. But here's my concern. Moving from generating text to managing a $2 billion farm is a fundamentally different type of intelligence.
It requires a totally different architecture.
Are we moving too fast by putting AI in charge of physical assets like livestock before it truly understands the physical world?
I mean, yes, that is the exact limitation the industry is hitting right now. Text models don't know what a fence actually is. They just know the word.
Right. Text models can't truly understand a messy physical farm.
Exactly. Which is why the biggest players are all racing toward the next paradigm.
Beat the final frontier. Segment 4, World Models.
This is the big one.
Let's define the jargon here really clearly. An AI system trained to simulate reality and physical laws.
Yes. Not just predicting words, predicting physics.
Right. It captures things like gravity affecting objects, human motion, cause and effect over time.
Because an LLM, a large language model, it doesn't know that if you drop a glass on concrete, it shatters.
It just knows the text associations.
Right. But embodied intelligence, like a robot in your house, needs to deeply understand time, space, and motion.
Packy McCormick wrote a brilliant piece on this. He argues that world models will dramatically accelerate AI in everything physical. Robotics, logistics, manufacturing, healthcare.
Because of the simulation loop.
Explain that loop for a second.
So instead of a physical robot trying 1,000,000 times to grasp a cup and dropping it, the world model simulates the environment perfectly. It tests the action, learns from the mistake, improves the parameters, and repeats millions of times per second.
Whoa. 2-sec silence. Imagine an AI scaling to 1 billion queries, simulating centuries of robotic movement in an afternoon before ever moving a physical arm.
It's mind-bending. The robot is essentially fully trained before the hardware is even switched on.
But the real world is messy. What happens when a simulated world model encounters a totally unpredictable human action in the real world?
Well, the simulation loop doesn't stop. It takes that anomaly, feeds it back into the engine in real time, and adjusts its understanding of reality instantly.
It treats our unpredictable chaos as just another data point.
Exactly. We are just new variables in its physics engine.
Beat. Okay, we need to take a quick break here. Sponsor break.
Welcome back.
Beat.
So let's synthesize today's big idea. We really went on a journey here.
We covered a lot of ground.
We started with Apple. They're quietly raking in $900 million just by owning the distribution of AI, the invisible toll booth.
They own the table everyone is building on.
Right. Then we looked at how everyday people and tech giants are using these distributed tools to completely replace middlemen. Real estate agents, assistants, we're building networks of personal agents.
Yeah. But the ultimate takeaway today is this massive leap from the screen to the soil. AI is moving into the physical world,
building world models to understand gravity, mass, and motion.
preparing to operate in our actual physical reality.
It's the most exciting and kind of terrifying shift in technology right
Yeah,
now.
it really is.
Yeah.
Beat. So as we wrapped up, I want you to think about this. As AI shifts from generating text to testing actions in simulated realities, think about your own daily workflow.
What would you actually hand over to it?
Exactly. When your personal AI agent finally connects to a physical world model, what real-world action would you trust it to take first? And more importantly,
Yeah,
who is responsible if it drops the ball?
that is the million-dollar liability question.
It really is. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time. Out T-Row Music.